Hello guys, I wanted to film this video to kind of give some advice. Most of the time, God will give us assignments that we have to get done in our lives. And a lot of the times, you know, there's gifts and there's just talents and there's just stuff, there's just areas that we excel in. And we know that if we focus in on this area hard enough, that we can succeed in this area. But oftentimes, we let outside voices come and influence us and pull us away from the direction that God has for our lives. You got to get to that point where you stop letting these outside voices, too many outside voices, pull you away from the plans that God has for your life. You need to pray. You need to stay in the Word daily. I know that there's more that I can do. And I know that there's certain areas, if I really, really focus in on, that I can hone in on that area and just excel and just, reach a level that I've never reached before. And I've been learning the importance of really trusting God and really having faith, even when I don't quite see it for myself. Because there's times I'm like, God gave me all these gifts, God gave me all these talents. But there's times I may feel like, okay, maybe I'm not good enough in this area. Sometimes I start listening to, the negative thoughts in my mind that's like, well, you're not rich, you're not this, you're not that. You should just give up what you're doing and just do what everybody else is doing and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I've been learning to cast out evil imaginations when those voices come. And I know they're ungodly. I've been learning the importance of casting out those evil imaginations that come to pull you away from the plans that God have over your life. So it's definitely important to stay in the Word, pray daily, fast, and trust in God, And just because people, are excelling in areas and they're making all this money and everything is working out for them and their life seems so perfect, don't mean that that is your roadmap. You see what I'm saying? People tend to excel and do wonderful in areas that is their specific roadmap. If that's not your specific roadmap and you try to go into those areas strictly for the thought of like, yeah, I'm going to come into this, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money. It's going to be about the money, 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 money. You're in for a rude awakening. Like if you're pursuing something strictly for the money, like I remember when I was a correctional officer for 7 years, the only reason I was a correctional officer for that long is because of the money. I wasn't in there because I was passionate about it and this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And, I wanted to retire there. I remember when I was a correctional officer, there was officers that used to come up to me like, oh, you graduated college, you did this, you did that. But I just want to let you know that this is it for you. There's not going to be anything else outside of here. This is the most money you're ever going to make. And if you leave this place, you're crazy. I remember officers used to tell me that, like, oh, look at you, you got your degree. And you're here with us. Like, this is it for you. This is your life. And they were trying to put like a limit in front of me, like this is it for you. And I'm like, no. And I used to have to say like, no, this is not it. This may be it for you. This is where you plan to retire. This is where you want to have your kids, and this is it for you, but this is not it for me. You're not going to put limitations on my life. So I just want you all to get in the habit of stop letting people put limitations in your eyes. Stop letting people put blinders in your eyes. Just because they can't see the vision that God has for you, and you can't quite see it yet, but you have faith. Don't let people just completely steer you away from the plans that God have over your life. Stop letting people kill your dreams. Stop letting people talk death over your dreams. That's why you can't really share your dreams and your thoughts and your aspirations with everybody, because everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. everybody's not going to be satisfied with what you do or how you present things and this, that, and the third. You trying to be perfect in people's eyes is going to ultimately destroy you. Like when you're doing things to please people and to make every single person in this world like you, like that's a miserable path to take. Everybody's not going to like you. It's not meant that way. Everybody's just not going to like us, especially we're living in this sinful world. Now, when you're in the act of sin and you're living like the rest of the world, it may appear that people like you, but in reality, a lot of people, don't really care for you. So you have to learn to listen to God's voice, trust in God, and, stop letting people kill your dreams. Stop letting people speak death over your dreams. I love constructive criticism, and there's a time and a place for it. And if I present something to somebody and I'm like, what do you think about this? That's because I want your constructive criticism. But sometimes I put stuff out there, or I put, a video out there, and, people may have like certain things that they want to say or whatever like that, but ultimately if I put it out like that, trust me, I seen the video, I know how it looked like. This is how I wanted to present it. I didn't want it to look perfect. I didn't want it to be a certain kind of way. I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not obsessed with perfection anymore. I want to be right in God's eyes, but I'm tired of trying to live to people please and to make everybody like me. It's impossible. It's impossible, like, to please everybody. Work on pleasing God. That's what we all should be doing. We should really work on pleasing God and doing things that edify the kingdom, grow the kingdom, lead people to the kingdom. Everything we do should glorify God. So, again, don't let people just come in and put evil imaginations in your mind. Don't let people, because words are very influential. I remember I was watching this one guy on YouTube, and what he said made sense. A lot of the words, even with the word of God, is like a seed to get planted in our mind. That's why we can't listen to a lot of doctrines, and we can't listen to a lot of people, because a lot of people will ultimately try to steer you wrong, So learn to focus in on God's voice, listen to God's voice, spend time with God, like read your word, pray without ceasing until you hear God's voice or God shows you through his word what it is that he wants you to do. Trust in God, have patience. All we need is the patience the size of a mustard seed. So I just wanted to put that video out there. All right.